In 2017, Dippin' Dots changed its slogan from the ice cream of the future to Taste the Fun, an acknowledgement that we were, at long last, living in the future. One rare, non disappointing aspect of that alleged future: remarkable hurricane forecast progress. Over the past 40 years, the National Hurricane Center's 3-day track forecast errors have been cut in half twice. Those gains come from better observations, better science, and better computer models. But not all models are created equal. I'm Dr. Ryan Truchelut of WeatherTiger.com, and today I'm going to use my decades of experience as a hurricane scientist to rank those models from least to most useful. But let's start with, what is a model anyway? Basically, weather models use current conditions, plus lots of math, to estimate how the atmosphere is most likely to change with time. For hurricanes, there are three main types of models. First, physics-based global models use simplified versions of the equations that govern fluids to solve the math problem of the atmosphere with time. That's good for large-scale patterns, but rough for individual storms. Second, newly developed AI models use huge datasets of historical atmospheric conditions, including hurricane activity, to train sophisticated statistical models and predict future weather from an initial snapshot. That's high potential, but they have a short track record. Third, hurricane-specific models take fewer physics shortcuts to better capture actual storm structure. They operate on smaller scales and at higher resolution than global models, which can improve intensity, track, and impact forecasts, and make them a strong choice closer to landfall. Most forecast models are run as ensembles, many versions of the same model that are made by tweaking starting conditions. Small initial differences can have major forecast implications, so how ensembles spread out with time gives a sense of prediction confidence. Each of these types of models has strengths and weaknesses, but which should you trust? It's time to separate the good, the bad, and the ugly with the 2026 WeatherTiger, USA Today, LaCroix Hurricane Model Power Rankings, starting in the basement with the F tier, the NavGem, and the NOM. These models are useful in one sense. If someone posts them, they are trying to scare you for clicks or simply have no clue what they are talking about. The D tier is model miscellany, mesoscale models not designed for hurricanes, lightly tested private label, or AI modeling. Any hurricane model worth its salt must prove that over time, so all these get a provisional D+, or the gentleman's F. C tier is where models become tempting but dangerous, useful enough to cherry pick, inconsistent enough to potentially mislead. The icon occasionally catches trends early, but produces numerous false alarms. The H-WRF was once state of the art, but it has a comical bias towards overstrengthening storms and is slated for an overdue retirement. The Canadian model is strong with mid-latitude patterns, but does not handle convection and thus hurricanes very well. The new AI GFS is generally not ready for prime time, but does have potential. In general, be skeptical of anyone relying on these four models to generate hashtag content. Next, the respectable but hit-or-miss B tier. Leading off, HMON can erroneously intensify storms or just plain whiff, but has posted surprisingly good intensity skill scores over the past 3 years, especially 2 to 4 days out. The British UK Met model is a very good global model worth considering, though delayed ensembles and limited availability make it less useful to hurricane forecasters. The American GFS has been riding the struggle bus in the 2020s, with high-profile hurricane flops from Ian to Melissa. Still, it outperforms other global models in intensity forecasting, and a fall upgrade will hopefully address some of that skill stagnation. The Euro AI model is rising up through the rankings. It routinely produces more accurate global forecasts than the flagship Euro, though lower resolution and a short operational history remain drawbacks for hurricane forecasting. This is definitely one to watch, though. Finally, the few, the proud, the A tier. HAFS A and HAFS B are the current American hurricane models, designed to work best with radar data from hurricane hunters. They can miss on open ocean storms, but with reconnaissance coverage, HAFS tends to be a clutch performer. The European model remains elite. The predictive power of King Euro for global weather patterns and hurricane tracks is unequaled by any individual model over the past 3 years. Still, Kings are human, and the Euro struggles in intensity forecasting. Consensus models like HCCA and TVCN are also A tier. They blend output and correct biases of other reliable guidance, giving them higher accuracy and consistency than individual models and a key role in the NHC forecast process. Then there's Google DeepMind. New in 2025, this hurricane-specific AI model posted lower average track and intensity errors than all other guidance, including the NHC forecast. In 2026, DeepMind debuted a 1,000-member ensemble, helping forecasters better understand possible storm outcomes. Dippin' Dots were right. The future is now. Still, one forecast stands alone at the S tier, and that's the National Hurricane Center official predictions. Over the past 3 years, NHC track and intensity forecasts bested all individual models and equaled the best blends. Better yet, NHC predictions jump around much less than any individual or consensus model, making the NHC the most accurate and the most dependable forecast available. So, given NHC supremacy, are models useful? Yes. 4 experts equipped to assess their output against observations and experience. For the public, the scariest maps from any tier tend to find the most eyeballs. While any individual model can get a storm right, nothing beats the NHC's long-run combination of great science, great models, and human expertise. Bottom line, you do not need to stare at model maps, and you definitely do not need social media slop from Uncle Frank's extreme weather basement that are using models to irresponsibly scare you for profit. The NHC's forecast is better than ever thanks to computer model advances, so follow it and listen to the actual scientists who are amplifying the NHC message. This is Dr. Ryan Truchelut from WeatherTiger.com. As always, keep watching the skies.